Hello! If you are trying to break into the cybersecurity or level up your Microsoft skills, you need to know about Microsoft Sentinel. In today's episode, we are kicking off day one of your SOC journey with a guide on how to build your first Microsoft Sentinel instance. Let's talk about the prerequisites needed to create Sentinel instance. You'll need an Azure tenant as your base. Within that tenant, you should have an active subscription with at least contributor access. While contributor isn't required to run the Sentinel instance itself, it is needed to create a resource group, which is where the Sentinel's instance will reside. Now, let's take a look at the Sentinel architecture. At a high level, once we have our resource group, we can create a log analytic workspace. This will house all of the data that Microsoft Sentinel ingests and analyzes for detections. Key components will include analytic rules, server detection logic, workbooks for the dashboard, data connectors for ingesting sources like syslog or Azure Activity, and playbooks for automating responses using Azure Logic applications. And of course, there are many more features, but we'll keep this deployment simple for now. An important thing to note: always separate your resources. Your Sentinel instance should go into a new resource group instead of using existing ones. Now let's jump into Azure and create our first Sentinel instance. To assign permissions, go to your subscription, then Access Control, and then click on Add Role Assignment. Choose the contributor role under the Privileged Administrator roles, then assign it to the account you'll use to deploy Sentinel. Click on Review and Assign. To create the resource group, navigate to Resource Groups, click on Create, provide a name, and select a region. Then click on Review and Create. Now we can create Log Analytics Workspace. In the Azure portal, go to Log Analytics Workspace and click on Create. Choose the resource group you just created, give the workspace a name, and use the same region for consistency. You can now click on Create. Our last step is to deploy Microsoft Sentinel. Head to Microsoft Sentinel, click on Create, and select the Log Analytics Workspace you just created. Click on the Add. After a few moments, your Sentinel instance will be ready. You can now access Microsoft Sentinel from the Azure portal. And that's it for this video. Now you know how to set up your first Sentinel instance. In the next episodes, we'll dive into the configuration and real-world use cases. Hope that helps.